You know, these days it seems like you can't even swing a dead cat around without hitting somebody who knew the truth about the Hunter Biden laptop and covered it up. I want to play you a clip that's an analog to the thing I want to talk to you about today. So, Chris, play the clip.
And if I may, you asked about Hunter Biden's laptop. You also, in October 2020, dismissed it as Russian disinformation. Do you stand by that assessment?
Again, I'd point you to the Department of Justice and Hunter Biden's representatives. I'm a spokesperson for the United States. He doesn't work for the United States.
Yeah, okay. Well, folks, if there's one thing the left is out to prove to you and to me and to the rest of the world, it's that they have the power to convince us that 2 + 2 = 5 if they want. And it's kind of hard not to believe them if you consider everything that's gone down in the past 2 years, especially with the Hunter Biden laptop scandal. Now, when you can take a story that is obviously true and spin enough confabulatory mess around it to make it look like disinformation from Russian boogeymen and almost no one blinks, you've got a special kind of persuasive magic. Now, Jen Psaki elides this particular field of questioning in the clip we just showed you, but her offense is perhaps the least egregious of all. After all, she's at least paid to lie for the president, and that's her job. Now, 51 former intelligence officials, including the unfortunately named James Clapper, fell all over themselves after the story surfaced to proclaim without any evidence that the whole story was just made up. Remember that? Just disinformation on the part of the Ruskies. Now, let's not forget that the New York Post, which first ran this story that turned out to be true, was banned from Twitter for it. Twitter claimed the Post had received hacked materials, a claim which not only was never substantiated, but was disproven sometime later. And you know all of this, don't you? I mean, you might not remember every detail, and the news cycle has changed 40 or 50,000 times since then, so it's kind of hard to keep everything straight. But you know all the salient points of this. It's almost 2 years later, folks. Now, in the glorious mid-apocalyptic year of our Lord 2022, we know that the laptop was Hunter Biden's. We know that most, if not all, of these folks who label the story Russian disinformation were lying. Hell, even former Attorney General Bill Barr, that douche, has come out and admitted that Joe Biden lied to the American people about the story. Of course, there's the slightly important fact that Barr was AG at the time of the reporting when Biden was running for president, and he did nothing about it. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy with eyes and ears. So, folks, the clearer this issue has become over time, the more the left has acted like a man who steps into a bear trap and just keeps walking pretending it's a giant shoe. But the good news is this: the midterms are coming up. Now, I never think that one election alone is enough to prevent the disaster of whatever misfortune awaits us at the bottom of the waterfall by turning the boat out of the harm's way. But I do think elections are important, and some are more important than others. This set of midterms is vital for a number of reasons. I just showed you a bunch of them with the Kamala Harris clips. We got to get these people under control. But not the least of which being that it will determine whether this drooling geriatric of a president is or is not also a lame duck. It's vital that he become that, because at the moment that seems to be the best outcome. So this is a president who isn't just senile, in other words, he's corrupt as well. And he has corrupt offspring who go around leaving laptops with proof of his corruption on them. Now, if the American press doesn't have the courage to stand up to this kind of corruption, that shouldn't mean that we don't. You and I, like Leah Thomas, must have the balls to get the job done.
Wow, that was well said. But let me just make this point too: is the whole entire deal with the laptop is they're going to give us crack pipes all day long. But supposedly there's stuff with his niece. There's just some really sadistic stuff that they're covering up. So it's a smoke screen. It's a misdirection. So where there's smoke, there's fire. So when it comes to this laptop, if the media says it's fake, then that means they're covering up for some serious sadistic crimes.
There's some major stuff that's there, and it's more than just the 10% to the big guy.
Oh yeah,
it's way worse than that kind of stuff. There is some insidious shit that guy's been involved with.
I mean, you and I would be in jail for life if that was on our laptops.
100%. But look, you go back to the Hillary Clinton emails, right? So if anybody in the Azov army, anybody in the American military, if they had done half a little piece of what she did, they'd be in prison for life.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be sure to see similar videos from Blaze TV with the added bonus of signaling YouTube that your voice and opinion still matters. And if you're looking for more great conservative content, check out one of the 2 videos suggested here. And let's go.